Guys, retail traders are selling the fear while smart money are buying the fear. Now, I'm going to tell you and show you why selling your crypto right now at this moment would be the worst ever decision you would ever make. So today, you have to stay with me. We are going to be covering the crypto fear and greed index and also the 32 Bitcoin that was said to be sold by Michael Saylor, the father of Bitcoin, that has been amassing more Bitcoin, accumulating more Bitcoin. So right now, I've already talked about this price action on Bitcoin. I already shared it on my previous video. So if you have not watched my previous video, just click on my channel, go and watch that video I uploaded yesterday. Now, what are we seeing now on Bitcoin? We are seeing that we are testing this level right at support, and what are we seeing? That this is a double pattern confirmation on the weekly level. So that is why it's important to zoom out on the chart to actually get the clearer picture on what price is actually doing. I've talked about this, that whenever we see a price give us a lower low, whenever we are bearish, creating a lower lows and lower highs, and we see price give us a lower low or an equal low while the RSI gives us a higher low, it indicates a bullish divergence. And I think the market is in a preparation for a big move. You see, this manipulation we're having right now is just to sweep the weak hands of the market before a parabolic move will happen. Right now, we're sitting at this level, and I told you guys, as long as we have not broken through this level of support on the weekly time frame, you can see that this is a long trend we'll be holding right from 2022. If I'm sure, yes, right from 2022, we'll be holding this trend and Bitcoin as the bullish on the weekly, irrespective of this drop we had from $118,000 or $119,000. Although we had this drop, should be at around 47% drop, but still on the macro level, we are still bullish. As long as we're still holding this blue support weekly trend, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. But right now, what is the best thing to do on Bitcoin right now? The best thing to do is to actually start dollar costing at this level. Maybe you would want to put a stop loss below this support right here on the weekly, or if you are deciding to long the market, your liquidation price should not be around this, like it should be far from this level right here on this support. Maybe we'll have maybe another week towards the downside to flush the market before we continue higher. But the best thing to do right now is to start longing the market around here. But it's not financial advice, and I'm just sharing my own opinion on the market. So to dollar cost around this level for maybe another bigger push upside. So I'm going to be zooming down on the daily time frame. Let's see what other opportunities we have on the daily time frame. Right now, we are right on the daily time frame, and what are you seeing right now on the daily? You can see that this candlestick went down as low as 61k to tap on this blue weekly trend line. So what are we seeing right now? That price is actually now creating a hammer candlestick formation or a bullish pin bar. This is referred to a bullish hammer candlestick or a bullish pin bar. And what does this indicate? That when this appears on a level of support, what does this tell you? That buyers are actually wanting to step into the market, or buyers are beginning to gain ground on the market. And if we look at the weekly stochastic RSI, I've talked about it, that the weekly stochastic RSI has been oversold. You can see that this is a triple bottom formation on the weekly, and the regular RSI is actually massively oversold. So what I'm expecting now for Bitcoin on the weekly is for us to see a bias from this level, for us to see a massive pump, or maybe a slow continuation towards the upside. But I definitely think once we get to this level of the trend line, you see that we'll be holding this bear flag support. We touched down twice, broke below. There is a possibility that this level might act as resistance for a possible pullback to the downside. Once we have this pullback, then the RSI might want to print a higher low on the RSI. So it might want to print a higher low on the RSI to give us a bullish divergence on the daily time frame. Mind you, we've printed a bullish divergence on the weekly, and there's a possibility of us still printing a bullish divergence on the daily. This will confirm the fact that we would be massively bullish, and for us to create this bullish divergence, price has to reject around this level. But definitely it might reject, because this will serve as an area of resistance. Once price drop to this previous low, it will serve as an equal low, while the RSI give us a higher low. Then that counts as a bullish divergence. So that's what I'm currently looking at for Bitcoin on the daily level. So let's pay attention to the fear and greed index. So what are we seeing on the fear and greed index right now? I will say that we are right on the number 12, which is the extreme fear. Remember, when Bitcoin was at this level at $80-something thousand at around $82,000, the fear and greed index was neutral, and I talked about this on my video. The fear and greed index was neutral, and I said that if possible we have a pullback, we are going to see a reset on the fear and greed index, which will give an opportunity to buy the dip, and this is the opportunity that has presented itself. Mind you, if we skip this opportunity, or if you skip this chance, I think this might be the last chance for us to actually buy the dip. So it's important for us to act now so that we won't get left out once the market continues pumping, and I think the pump might come in no time. Just give it maybe next week or two, we'll see the market begin to recover. Now let's talk about this Michael this 32 Bitcoin that's
but there's been a bit of confusion in the market about where the dividends come from. How do we pay the dividend? And for most of the history of the instrument, we sold common equity, MSTR equity, to pay the dividend. MSTR equity is a derivative.
Now, I don't want to continue the video much longer. So we already heard the news that Microsoft sold 32 Bitcoin. So I want to tell you something, guys. If you've been on the crypto space for a while, if you've been on the crypto market, and if you've observed the crypto market, you will notice that whenever there is a big event coming on, or the market is about getting ready for a big move, a big push, news like this usually comes up. You see, these guys also want to buy the dip. And what are the ways for them to buy the dip? For them to actually come up with news like this, to actually shock retail traders. When retail traders sell the fear, they would buy from them. You understand? It's just a matter of like selling the fear. You understand? They want to buy the market. They want to make bigger profits. So what are the ways to actually acquire or acquire more Bitcoin? Is for them to actually create news like this. Just imagine Michael Saylor that is talking about accumulating more Bitcoin, that never sell any Bitcoin. It's not selling 32 Bitcoin. So you think of it, it's just for him to create shock on the market. Then when retail trader sells, he buys. So see, why I'm coming out here to say this is that it's time for us to actually stop getting fooled by these guys, by the big waves. Not that the market is pumping right now. The market is not pumping. We are still oversold on the market. Then news like this comes up. It actually tells you that it is also a trap. Now, most traders has actually sold, and these guys have bought from them. So what do you have to do next? Go back and rebuy. You understand? See, I don't think Bitcoin might be breaking below this lows. I don't think Bitcoin might be breaking below this low, because this is a crucial level for Bitcoin. Because if possibly we break below this low, then that would have been the end of the bull market. We are now flipping into the bear market. You understand? So that's why I always tell you guys, pay attention to the market. And if you're not following me, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notification icon, so that whenever I upload another crypto update like this, you will be the first to get notified. So that is it for this video. Peace out.